Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. Well, overnight the Australian dollar recaptured its bullish charm as it increases momentum towards the upside after rejecting the level which was at 73.25, a point that would have supported a bearish case if breached. However, from the close, we now have an bullish outside range day. Along with that, we have a hammer, and therefore we are looking towards the rise of 73.95 with the potential climb to 74.45.60 and reassess from there. Technically, we do have the RSI holding to a positive signal, and along with that, we have the MACD just breaking above the zero axis, also supporting the upside case. Moving on to the euro, we can see that the market has broken out of this falling wedge and therefore looks towards the first challenge of 118.25. The US dollar, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, slipped further in the overnight challenge and found itself now around 92.54. This in terms has supported the euro to climb above this resistant line. Looking ahead, the US Federal Open Market Committee, also known as the FOMC, begins its two-day policy meeting on Tuesday with the announcement on Wednesday or early Thursday Australian time. While it's expected that no policy changes are likely to be seen from the Fed's two-day meeting, more details will likely emerge on the tapering discussions that started in June. The US Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will hold a press conference following the meeting. But looking ahead, let's see how the market plays into this topside challenge. I'm not overly bullish on the market, but a clearance of 118.25 would give further to the upward path of 119.10.15, where I've outlined this in red. Still, it all depends on the dollar index and see if the weakness continues. But as always, we always find the market weakens a little bit ahead of its key announcement. And let's see on the updates if the dollar does actually strengthen, which I do anticipate, and therefore expect to see some kind of rejection on the topside challenge for euro. The dollar yen is backed away slightly further from the topside resistance seen around 110.45 to 110.80. In light of the pattern, I do anticipate a further weaker play to 109.75. But with that being said, towards this base, that's outlined at 109.15, could find a rejection like previously seen, and therefore do be on your guard and continue to monitor your stop losses and take profit according to your risk management. Sterling improved further to the upside after clearing the resistance of 137.70.90 and now has in sight 138.65. I will reassess from that level just in case we get a rejection. As you can see, it's quite heavily congested around that 138.65 to 95 area and therefore could see another rejection. The technicals, though, are still positive in terms of the supporting this actual candle that's posted last night, so therefore does expect to see a further climb. That would mean that sterling yen has further upside potential after clearing 152 and now has in sight the target of 152.80 and reassess from there. Well, it would seem that gold's price action now, as we head into nearly the second week, that the market is declining further and looking closer to this target of 1,786. From the peak of 34, the days have been relatively negative, and you can clearly see here from the spikes that the market is struggling to uphold any new gains. From a technical bias, we are negative, and therefore I do anticipate the challenge of 1,786, and if we see a New York close, that would expose the region of 1,760. And wrapping up with oil, the market did take a challenge to the downside, but rejected that 70 level and posted a weak Japanese dragonfly doji, and therefore could see further gains to a target around 72.70 to maybe 74.40.80. Given from the current pattern, it still remains somewhat bullish. Until we see a break of 70, then the upside should hold. Well, that wraps it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the intraday report, and I hope you enjoy the great start to the day.